Welcome to the Spurs News Podcast, your home for all things Tottenham Hotspur. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the Spurs News Podcast. I am Sam. Joining me to talk as always about all the mad happenings in the world of Tottenham Hotspur, it's Stefan.
Good day. How we doing?
Good day.
Oh no, he's gone in here. I can't say that. Choo choo.
Yes, he's gone. Don't do the choo choo thing. No. Oh, that hurts. That hurts, mate. So we are back once again. Brighton was the game at the weekend.
It was.
I'm gonna go full football cliche on us. It was a game of two halves, my friend.
Hey.
Yeah.
If it had gone in the goal, he would have scored. Yep.
Now that's less cliche, more moronic level of punditry nowadays. Have you seen one of those clip shows? Like, there's this thing, and I don't know if this is true, right? But this is how it feels to me: is that the level of punditry, commentary, etc., has gone downhill. Now, I don't know if that's simply nostalgia in my mind, or if I was younger back then, so, listening to grown-ups talking, it was all listen, Does that make sense? Like, I'd listen to, I watched Match of the Day, Alan Hansen would talk about defending, and I'd be like, yes, Alan, what he says goes. To the point that, if Tottenham had a good result, I'd want to watch Match of the Day as a kid to hear what Alan Hansen had to say. Because he was such a grumpy bastard that if he ever said anything good, it was like a genuine...
Whoa, my God, what's happened? Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether it's just because I was younger, therefore, grown-up talking, you didn't question it. And perhaps then as an adult, maybe if I watched it now, or maybe if I watched it then as an adult, maybe it's because social media nowadays, where everybody's got a voice, any idiot can, have a YouTube channel or a podcast and offer their opinions, it's watered it down. I don't know. But I do sincerely think that the level of punditry is atrocious. And I battle that with the whole, is it nostalgia, is it just that thing? Until I see a compilation that people have put together of, things pundits on Sky, BBC, ITV have genuinely said. And there are things like, yeah, well, the game really was going to end in a draw until he scored. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. There was one guy who's I want to say who it is, but then at the same time I don't, but I think people know it is, who said, I was really enjoying the game. I thought it was really competitive. I thought both sides really, really were at it until the fifth goal went in, and once they were 5-0 down, their heads dropped. It's an even game, really competitive, but once it was 4-0, anybody's, mate. It was anybody's, but when the fifth goal went in, their heads dropped. There's a whole compilation. If you look it up on TikTok, it's literally called Modern Pundits, and it's about 3 minutes long of short clips, and you just despair.
I'm gonna go search that after this.
It is just despairingly. I mean, there are whole compilations then of reactions, because I think fan reactions has become almost... In fact, I do think one is directly influencing the other. I'm off on a serious tangent now.
Yeah.
Where I feel that you had a level of former players, people associated with the game, who could bring their expertise and experience and opinions to what you were watching. Then, and I blame these guys for a lot, and I'm going to continue blaming them, Arsenal Fan TV started generating serious attention and money by being idiots and overreacting fan nonsense. And suddenly, I think TalkSport especially, and then Sky directly following, went, oh, if we get people on here saying outrageous shit, that gets clicks, that gets like engagement, and that equals ka-ching.
Yep. The legend of clickbait arises.
Well, it is. I mean, if you look at there was one last week which I saw. Well, I'll tell you the one today. As we are recording this, it is Wednesday, and yesterday in the press embargoed section of the press conference, Thomas Frank was asked the question, which has got to be one of the easiest answers ever. Oh, there's rumours circulating that Harry Kane would like to come back to England. Would you like him back at Tottenham? Gee, let me think. Probably one of the best strikers on the planet. Still scoring goals for fun. Knows the club inside and out. I think I'd find a place for him in the squad, whatever. So he gave that answer. This morning, I have already seen a headline from TalkSport. Frank urges Spurs to sign Kane. Re-sign Kane, says Frank. That's not what he fucking said. He was answering a question.
If Harry Kane would like to come back for England, would you put him in your squad? Yes, I would. Oh my God!
Do you think Harry Kane's a good player? Yes, I do. Do you think you'd welcome him back if he wanted to return to Tottenham? Yeah, of course I would. Yeah, definitely. Headline: Thomas Frank demands Kane signing or he quits. What? Where the fuck? Where did that come from?
I know. Well, I mean, if you believe all things football and everything, then Harry Kane is but just the 12th or 13th best player in the world.
Now you've brought up the Ballon d'Or, and now we're here.
The Ballon joke, as I now call it. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe Dembele, who won it, who has been pictured many times as a youngster in a Spurs shirt. So, if anything, by association, Tottenham won the Ballon d'Or. But...
Has he?
Yeah, there's pictures of him going around of him as a kid, kind of wearing a Spurs kit, Spurs shirt and stuff.
Are you sure that's him?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not just done a racism and you're confusing him with somebody else?
Nope.
100%. If I Google this on my phone...
Wait, I will find. Let me see if I will. I'll find it after the podcast. Otherwise, you're going to lose me off on a tangent. But yeah, I will send you the picture.
No, the reason why I say that is because the youngster, the Spanish kid, is it Yamal?
Yamal, also a Spurs fan.
We
came top two.
I was just thinking to myself, like, mate, please don't get this messed up.
No. I'm talking about the guy that won it. No. We actually came first and second. Would you believe?
So. Yamal was really interesting because did you see the thing he got asked about that?
No.
So he it's kind of funny because I don't ever think of it this way, which is really bad on my part. But players in other leagues and fans of football, they probably have an English team that they follow. Like, I am a Tottenham fan. I have AC Milan in Italy as my team because when I grew up in the 90s, Maldini, Baresi, Costacurta, Panucci, that defence was just like, oh, wow. Yeah. Ajax in Holland, the Netherlands, with Peter Pan. I'm just in trouble today.
I've sent you the picture of Dembele in the Spurs shirt.
Hang on, I found it. Well, on a podcast that's audio only, I'm going to look at something. This is
bear with me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah, look at him. He's like in his Tottenham pajamas.
Yeah, it's a proper old. It's one of the old Under Armour shirts as well.
Hang on a minute. Why has it got a Aubameyang?
Yeah, I don't know the reason why he was on the. That was just a thing.
Okay,
but that is Dembele. Someone I follow on Instagram posted it up saying that we'd won the Ballon d'Or, and I was like, "Wait, is that picture who I think it was?" And she was like, "Yep." I was like, "Oh my god!" By association, we win.
By association, we win. Mental. But anyway, sorry. So Yamal was asked about that because there's isn't just one random picture of him in a Tottenham shirt. He's in the full kit for a couple of things, and then he's in a different shirt, a different time. He said, "Yeah, when I was growing up, Tottenham were my English team that I followed, so I just checked their results and stuff. What's hurting me?
Why, poor child?
No, don't, because of course we got to a Champions League final and stuff, and we were a Champions League team when he was growing up, and that really hurt me when the realisation sat in that probably one of the best footballers on the planet is so young that Pochettino was the Tottenham manager for him as a young kid.
So he was born in what, 2007, 2008?
Yeah, around then.
I'm just going to Google Spurs squad 2007 to 2008.
Well, no, I mean, that's when he was born, you dumbass. He didn't
Oh,
come
okay,
out
yeah,
of the
so
womb
he would have been...
watching
Okay,
football.
God, yeah, so at like 10 years old... If you look at the squad when he was 10...
Yeah, like 2007, he came out like, guys! Yeah.
Guys! Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know,
No.
that's disgustingly not that long ago.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to dwell on that too much because I don't
Hugo,
want to cry on the
Toby,
podcast.
Sanchez, Dyer, Jan Davis, Juan Foyth, ironically.
Yeah, Davis is still there.
Ben Davis is just, kicking on. Danny Rose and Trippier. Serge Aurier at right back.
The times they be a crazy. But anyway, so he
We had
generally...
Kevin Nkugu.
Yeah, so he basically he picked us as like, you know, his English seed, which is fine. Like, it just makes me laugh. It's just kind of like one of these funny little things that it's like,
Poor sod.
that's mad to me that you picked us. Like, you are literally the heir apparent to Lionel Messi at Barcelona, and you're running around in a Tottenham shirt in your spare time. I mean, you sort of want to meet him and just be like, come here, come on, bring it in. You need a hug. What's that? The 300 grand a week you earn whilst being a teenager makes up for it? Fair enough. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he can cry into a really expensive hanky after every...
A really expensive hanky. That dude can just burn them as well. Anyway, Brighton. So
That's where we were. That's it.
Yeah, 10 minutes ago I said that, and now we're back here again. So, do you know, I often think to myself, I think people who listen to this show find the tangents funny. I think anyone who listens for the first time would just be like, seriously, what the fuck?
Do
But
these
anyway,
guys even talk about football?
occasionally, yeah, sometimes on this show. Brighton went 2-0 up. I will be completely honest, I was pissed right off. I was watching us play. We were poor. We looked lax. Just weren't really competing. It felt very much like that Bournemouth game, and
Yeah.
I was preparing the reaction to it was kind of building in my mind, because you'll remember, and people listening will remember, I talked about tests. New coach, new system, new squad, whatever, and there's certain tests I want to see us pass. One of those tests was we failed, which was the game before the international break. Didn't show up, looked awful, lackadaisical, not for the first time. So
Yeah.
I deemed that as like, no, that was poor, it was failed. Another test was how we manage playing midweek in Europe. So we had our first European game, we beat Villarreal, and then we had to back that up by going to Brighton. You know, we had to back that up, because it's all very well making the Champions League, but if you're not there to continually be at that level, which means you have to manage your squad, you have to be able to be up for Villarreal, and then up for Brighton away. You know, it's the old adage, isn't it? It's all very well doing it at home against Barcelona, but then if you can't beat Stoke away on a Tuesday, it doesn't mean shite.
Yep.
So, going there, being 2-0 down, I was kind of like, I was pissed. I was like, you know, there's these little things that I've got written that were like marked out in my brain as tests for this squad, for this manager. We're failing big time. So, although we drew the game, we didn't win it. I'm actually over the moon with how we came out in the second half, because I'm going to say it, the last couple of years under Ange, well, last season under Ange, that game was dead and buried. We had no fight in the league at all. There was like a kind of, oh, we're losing, well, we've lost. It was a real feeling of, unless we got on top and beat a team, that was it. That was game over. Now, 2-0 down, not playing well, no changes at half-time. I am looking at it thinking, that was fun then. Here we go. I wonder what the final score is going to be.
Yeah.
I do think Brighton eased off. I will say that. I do think 2-0 up and cruising, the momentum shifted and they couldn't get back. But that's what happens sometimes in sports. It's happened to us enough times. But I felt like there was only going to be one winner in the second half, and that was us. I genuinely feel like the game was 5 minutes longer, we might well have won the game.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really happy with it. Like, I know it's a point, but I think it's a good point. I think picking up anything at Brighton's a good result. I think they're a very good side. I also think from being 2-0 down, having played in midweek, they didn't play midweek. They had the full week to prepare just for us. I was delighted. I also got to see Xavi move into the 10 role for the first time, and that has to be his position. Tactically, we have to find a system where he is playing there, because he was sensational. I know he came on, so up against maybe tired legs, etc., and there'll be bigger tests, but just it was special. And I think against teams that we need to be focusing on, teams we need to be looking to dominate, teams that are going to sit deep,
that number 10 role is definitely what is going to utilise his ability the best.
It really is, yeah. I mean, 4-2-3-1 has to be the way for those games. Like, we've got Wolves in the league next. At home, I would be disappointed if I saw the lineup and it wasn't that with him at 10, because we should be dominating the ball at home to Wolves. I know they're a bogey team for us, but we should be dominating the ball. It's going to be largely down to what we do with that possession is if we win the game. Wolves will counter and counter well. They're a real threat from that. Disregard their league position for a minute. They are a threat on the counter. But if we dominate the ball and we use it well, we can be out of sight before they even get a chance. Because we got the players to do that.
I agree.
Before we get to Wolves, however, we do have a League Cup tie, and I'm talking about these tests. This, for me, is the next one, which, they keep coming, and I know that, but the Wolves game coming up is a test in itself, but the League Cup tie tonight, as we record this, we are hosting Doncaster Rovers at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think it is, anyway. It's Doncaster and that.
It is Doncaster, yeah, we have got Doncaster tonight, yeah. So this is going to be one of those matches for me where in the past we would have been really happy to see, rotate some of the squad round because, we don't really want to risk injuries against a lesser team, yada yada.
Yeah.
We have watched year on year on year this squad get rotated for these lesser opposition opponents. Yeah. I mean, even against Tamworth, we didn't rotate that much, really, and we still struggled. And it has to be put down to a mentality thing.
Yeah.
And we need to see tonight us go out there and dominate the match.
Yeah.
When it comes to the squad itself that goes out there, I'm stuck in this kind of middle ground.
Okay.
Of I want to see some rotation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am well aware of just how dangerous that can be.
Yeah, so I think where we have fallen down in the past, and a lot of coaches and managers do this, and I think my mentality shifted on it a little bit as well, where we will, let's say we rotate 6 players plus for this game.
Yep.
Or let's say more than that, but we on the bench is full of our starters. The kind of, they always say that all the big guns are on the bench in case they're needed, right?
Yeah.
I watched one of these documentaries like behind the scenes at a football club. If you're on the bench, you do the exact same prep for the game as the team starting. I know that sounds obvious when it's said, but you do, because you have to be ready. So that means that if you're a first team, one of the big guns, and you're starting on the bench, there's literally no difference to your prep than as if you're starting the game.
Yep.
In my mind, therefore, if you have in your head, right, I want to rotate 3, 4, 5 players, or whatever I want to do, surely starting the big guns, being 2-3-0 up, and then taking them off makes a lot more sense than, shit, it's 0-0, we're at an hour mark, I better bring them on. And hoping they can then influence the game with 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever's left for them to do it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. In terms of rotation, we've seen it before about where we can over-rotate and under-rotate. I would rather, like you, start, the main players starting, and then at half-time be like, right, we're 2-0 up, 3-0 up. Right, now we're going to put on this youngster to give him some minutes, or we want to see how this guy performs in these settings. Give him some minutes. The only exception for me is Archie Gray.
Okay.
I would like to see Archie Gray starting and getting as close to 90 minutes as possible in that central defensive midfield position.
Okay.
I've seen some reports come out that is where Thomas Frank sees him. That is your position.
Yeah, he has said that clearly.
Which makes me quite happy. And I would like to see him actually get some minutes. I don't know how he's been training. I hope he's been training well.
So here's a question for you, if you don't mind, because it's an interesting perspective on this. When I consider us rotating the squad heavily for a game like this, I'm thinking of youth players and what I would consider to be real fringe players as the rotation.
Yep.
Like, so for example, if Udogie starts or Jed Spence starts, I don't consider that rotation. In the sense of we're not really diminishing the start. Whichever one of them starts, I feel good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Kinski starting in goal, I also don't feel that that's like a kind of crazy change, if you know what I mean. Like, Kinski starting over Vicario, they're pushing each other, they're kind of... Yeah, that makes sense. Like, if we started one of our youth keepers, that would be like, oh shit.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's a risk. Like Danzo. I mean, Davis is injured, so we're not going to see Davis in for Van der Ven. But I wouldn't be surprised if Romero or Van der Ven partner, somebody else. I mean, I don't like. It's like I don't see like a kind of Archie Gray starting at the DM as like because I consider him very much first team, but he hasn't had a lot of minutes, so I know why. But like you, if he starts the game tonight, I don't consider that like, oh shit, that's a risk. I rate him.
Yeah.
But one of the things I think we get wrong too often is we rotate a side en masse and then expect them to be cohesive and good and like get pissy with players when they don't look good.
Yeah.
So for example, let's say we've got and I'm just going to say a position without naming people because I think it's unfair to put pressure on, but let's say we've got an academy right back, right?
Okay.
Imagine he starts in a defence with Danzo, Davies and another academy kid at left back. You would be all over the place, whatever. But if that same kid comes in alongside Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie or Spence, with Vicario behind it, like the usual set of Polina in front, that kid's going to have a much better game. He's going to have a much better debut. He's going to have a much better chance of showing what he is and settling rather than being caught in the headlights. Oh my God, look where I am. What am I doing?
You're going to have a Romero next to you basically talking you through the game.
Exactly, yeah.
Even if you had like
kill him! No QT. So I look at that in rotation and I do think it's
you
a
say
nightmare.
that, I can imagine a kid next to Kuti and Romero looking at him going, if he goes past you one more time, I'm going to break both of you.
Basically, are you quick? Yeah, well, show him the outside. If he comes inside you at any point, kill him. You mean bring him down? I said kill him.
I said what I said and walk away. Yeah.
I've been red carded and everyone's mad at me, but Cutie gave me a big hug. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
I'm so confused by your love. But yeah, if you see what I mean, like, it's a minefield because everyone's got opinions on it. So like, I genuinely saw people like going, this is the team I'd start tonight. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, so basically you're picking the under-21s. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, our under-21s, right, play in the Football League Trophy. And they went to Plymouth yesterday. So this is our under-21 squad, minus a couple of players who are in the first team squad. But they went to play against Plymouth, who are League 2 now, I think. Maybe League 1. Apologies if I'm getting that wrong. And their first team. With a little bit of rotation themselves. And they lost 6-2. The gulf between first team and academy level football, regardless of the league, does exist, all right? That's why the loan system's important for players to learn what that is. The physical, there is a gulf. So the idea that just because we're at home, just because we're against lower league opposition, we can just throw an academy side on there and then dominate is a nonsense. No. Like, it has to be a kind of... And also, you want these players to do well. You want them to come into the first team and excel because it excites the fans. Like, nothing pleases people more. Like, last season's Europa League campaign, we won that trophy. It's incredible. One of my favourite memories of that campaign is the 3 academy kids scoring. Do you remember the three academy kids who scored?
In the Europa game?
Yeah.
More Ajay, who's playing against us tonight, and Scarlett.
Come on, you must have saw where I was going with that.
Yeah.
The Mola Ajay, who scored in that Europa League campaign for us last season, so has a Europa League winner's medal, by the way, is currently on loan at Doncaster Rovers. And Tottenham have broken the protocol a little bit here and are allowing him to play against us tonight. Thomas Frank's opinion was, we've sent him on loan there to get experience of playing in big games, match experience, so why would we deny him this? I'll fucking tell you why, Thomas, because the little bastard might score against us and knock us out.
I mean, that'd be one of those moments, wouldn't it, where it's like, oh my God, he scored! And then everyone's going, no, wait, that's 2-1 to them.
Yeah. As one Twitter account put it, the winning penalty taker confirmed. I'm saying it now.
That's a
I will be delighted if he has a good game. I will be angry as hell if he has a good game. You have created a scenario where one cannot win here, and also we've created a scenario where the player cannot win here because, of course, he knows he needs to play well. He's in front of his parent club, his parents' club fans. He knows he needs to play well. He also knows if he was to score, and he was the reason Tottenham got knocked out of the League Cup, he probably is looking for a new team in the summer because the fans are going to hate him.
Do you remember Helder Postiga knocking England out of the Euros and then being sold?
Yes.
I feel like...
Yeah.
And there was one of the Italian guys. Someone scored for Italy and knocked the country out of one of the World Cup or something, but he played in that country.
Yeah. There's loads of examples. Like, I get, like, the whole thing sounded really nice. Like, oh, of course we're going to let him play, no problem. And I'm like, you've put that guy in one of the most impossible situations ever. Because imagine he misses an open goal or something. The Doncaster fans are going to be like, ah, oh, right, like that, is it, you little bastard?
Yeah.
He can't win.
He scores when he wants, but not against us.
Mate, it's a nightmare scenario for him. That it's a position he should never be put in, and the club are just be like, yeah, it'd be good for you. No, it's not character building. I've had enough of that in my life. I've had enough torturous ass bastard situations put on me where they went, oh, it's character building that. No, it was just shit.
It was torture. I did not enjoy it.
There is trauma in that kid's like thing. I'm almost hoping that Doncaster are wiser than Tottenham and don't pick him. Like, yeah, you just sit on the bench, all right? You know, because
can you imagine?
Just stressed out of his freaking eyeballs. Just like we're 3-0 down, we're getting thumped. Come on, Demola, come on, you can have a real go at it now because you ain't gonna influence it. But if he's on from the start, oh, poor kid. Cannot win no matter what he does.
It's going to be one of those, isn't it? Poor sod.
Yeah, just cannot win. Like, there's no... He'd have to be, like, hitting the post and looking like he's really trying. It's just like...
Oh, no!
Oh, no, I really tried. You hit the post from 1 yard. Oh, no, did I?
I know, but it was really close.
Yeah.
If anything, I was too close to the goal.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I wasn't able to get my target. You know.
Oh no, I was onside. What a shock. Yeah. Look, I can't. I just think that's such a bad decision. And all I saw was people praising it. I'm like, no, awful decision. So like I said about these tests, it is a real test, and you only got to listen to me and you jabber about squad rotation to realise it ain't an easy decision on what to do, because again, no matter what you do, some other people are going to disagree with it. But at the end of the day, it's a results business. So whatever he does, as long as we win, is the right thing to have done. Yep. I would personally like to see a very strong side, but with players in that strong side that, you know, is exciting. Like, so for example, there's an academy kid called Williams Barnett who, like Mikey Moore, is an incredibly exciting talent. Like, really,
is this
really exciting.
The young lad who's playing the under-21s but at like 17 and tearing it up?
Yeah, he's like a duck to water. He is without a shadow of a doubt. You look in the academy right now, he's the one you're looking at going, okay, that kid's got something. He for me could start the game tonight, but only, in my opinion, if you're starting a fairly strong side, because you want to give him the best possible platform to succeed. Or you're 2-3-0 up, and then you bring him on for a cameo, like, okay, this is the first team, this is the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, go crazy, sort of thing. Here's your debut. The clear thing in my mind is one of the problems we've had is for a long time now is you got to look at our club trained situation. The club trained players situation at the club's appalling, which means that we are not producing first team players from our academy.
Yep.
At least we're not producing them and retaining them. And what I mean by that is Tottenham, amongst the Premier League elite academies, have produced a high number of players who play in the top leagues around Europe that would be classed as homegrown. So in the Premier League right now, for example, you've got Marcus Edwards playing in the Premier League right now. You've got Kyle Walker-Peters. You've got Adam Smith at Bournemouth, which a lot of people always forget because he's a bit older and he's been there longer. And of course, you've got Manueke, who's currently playing at Arsenal.
Having gone to Chelsea. Like, that guy's just really shitting on us, isn't he?
To be fair, I mean, he started at the Crystal Palace Academy. We nicked him from them. He then left our academy to go to PSV's academy because he wanted a chance to get into a first team and felt our pathway. But that kind of illustrates my point, which is for too long, players in our academy have not been looking at our first team as the destination. Rather, they've been looking at, oh, I'm coming through Tottenham's academy, which means clubs all around Europe know I've got a decent footballing pedigree to me. I've got options. That has to change. Like I said, I said this a long time ago, and I'm going to say it again because I think it's so relevant and so true, but sounds so backwards. I think Harry Kane was both the best and the worst thing that ever happened to our academy. I think it was the best because we literally produced one of the world-class player through our academy. I think it's the worst because the Tottenham fan expectation is anyone who comes through our academy needs to be that level. And when they're not,
they're not good enough. Yeah,
they're not good enough. And it's an insane ask. He is a generational talent. You know, you only got to look at his goal scoring record and the records he's continuing to set now in his 30s to realise the guy is generational. He really is. And he's 40-something goals away from being the Premier League's all-time goal scorer. He's gone to Germany. He averages over a goal a game. And if he scores 2 or more goals in their next fixture, he'll be the fastest ever player to reach 100 goals for a club in the top leagues in Europe. And he scored a hat-trick in his last 2 games, I think, in Germany.
Jesus. Yeah.
He's already set the record for the most hat-tricks in the Bundesliga. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't rate that league very highly, and I know that's typical English football fan, but whenever I watch it, it's kind of... There's some really good games, and then there's just Bayern beating teams, and every now and again, a Dortmund or a Leverkusen or someone have challenged them, but typically it's just Bayern walking the league. Yeah. That's not a competitive league, in my opinion. But anyway, he's hammering it. He's, you beat what's in front of you, and he is just excelling and doing it to a high level.
Yeah.
So the idea is that he is that phenomenal, and unfortunately, it's now the measuring stick because Walker Peters, really good Premier League level fullback, could have possibly progressed higher than that if given the opportunity, but he made a mistake against Barcelona which led to a goal in the Champions League and got murdered by our fans. I mean murdered.
And the real silly thing is that he actually had quite a good game that game.
He had a great game.
I remember watching it. He had a good game.
He had a great
game.
He's
made one mistake.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like Josh Onoma was rated as one of the best young English players. He won the under 17s World Cup or
for England with England.
And was one of the best players in the tournament.
The Euros of the World Cup. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
he was in the same squad as Walker Peters.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, Walker Peters is comfortable playing right back and left back. He's comfortable on both feet. So as squad options, right? So let's forget for a minute Harry Kane, world class, whatever, and just look at homegrown squad options. Carl Walker Peters in this squad right now, if he'd been able to develop to the level, it would be perfect. Because he can cover right back, cover left back. You've got Jed Spence doing the same thing. You as squad options then suddenly...
you would literally need Pedro Destiny, Jed and Walker Peters, and you've got completely covered.
Yeah, you're completely covered, and he's also club trained, homegrown, tick. That's one of the boxes ticked.
Yep.
So it opens up the squad. So the idea that he didn't make it at Tottenham because he wasn't good enough is a nonsense, because he is a good, solid Premier League level player that could have developed higher. I mean, he was getting Champions League minutes in his teens, early 20s under Pochettino.
Yeah. Because
of his potential that was there. Josh Onoma had all the potential in the world, but didn't hit the ground running and was just slated and destroyed. Gone, off he went. Harry Winks, when he started in the academy and coming into the Tottenham side, was rated was going to be the big answer to England's midfield problems, constantly moving
Pep
the ball.
wanted him at Man City.
Pep
Real
wanted him at
Madrid
Man
wanted
City.
him at one point.
He was being compared to Iniesta, like this, the ability to get on the ball, move the ball, keep the team ticking over.
Yeah.
And he did that, and then all of a sudden, he only ever passes back. What? What are you talking about? No, that's such a lie. It was such a narrative, but it stuck, and it got to him. Like you literally, you can see an interview out there when he left us of how just constantly reading every single day, Tottenham fans berating him consistently after every single game, no matter what. Is just mind blowing. It was just. And that, again, is a player who's come from our academy, who was so highly rated. He wasn't world class. He wasn't Iniesta. He wasn't those players. But he was very good in the squad. He was a Premier League level football player. But no, not good enough, apparently, for us. Skip is another one. And Skip's confidence just got wrecked. I mean, he had a loan at Norwich where he was the best defensive midfielder. Then
in the league. Yeah.
And then was being groomed to be our like, you look at our squad, right, and we have struggled to have a genuine defensive midfielder, like a genuine ball winning, play disrupting. We had in Oliver Skip that. Like, we literally had that. And again, our fans, he ain't good enough. Not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And he leaves. Now, there's an element of Ange at the point when he was decided to be sold was like, yeah, I don't play with that sort of player, so it's better you leave. I get that, I understand it. But this again just comes back into this whole squad building, swapping coaches, managers, styles of play, everything around all the time.
I look at Skippy and I think to myself, he was actually good enough to play Ange ball. You know, he showed during pre-season he scored a couple of goals. He could have played that kind of box-to-box role, but unfortunately it didn't work.
No,
but
and
I think he would have been good enough.
See, the thing is, people point then to, but he's gone and what's he done since he's left? And it's a difficult thing, that, because, you're right. Like, I would love to think that some of these players would have gone on and done really, really well at the clubs they're at, and therefore kind of proven a bit of a point. But you have to understand, like, the confidence and stuff that is taken away. Like, Phil Foden's trophy haul and his ability in some of the best seasons at Manchester City, he would not be that player if he'd got bombed out to a relegation battle inside.
Yeah.
100% he would not be that player. Like, you can look at some of the best players to come through at any club, and it's because they've come into a winning environment, surrounded by good players, that they are able to settle, thrive, and push forward. And this brings me all the way back then to this rotation thing where I'm like, our academy players need to see that they have a path, but also they need to see they're not just being thrown to the wolves. Like Williams-Barnett, if he gets minutes tonight, he might not show anything. He might not be able. He might lose the ball. He might, make a mistake.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to do that. Like, we can't write him off, because the impact, they're people. The impact, 40, 50, 60,000 fans in a stadium and millions online, especially younger players. I genuinely believe when Kane, Mason and all that lot came through, they were the first generation from our academy who were very engaged on social media. And Winks and Skip and everyone that followed, and everyone now is on social media. And unfortunately, a lot of that is down to the money in football. And, your agent, you need to have a social media following because we need to make money from it. Sponsors want you to post stuff, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But they really read it. They really read it. I know firsthand from a couple of academy players that I have been fortunate enough to have conversations with, they really read this stuff. Like, we have on our page, so Facebook is the key Spurs news, where it all started. It's about 90,000 Spurs fans on there that like the page, and we have a reach that goes out to a couple of million. And every now and again, we'll post something, and you get a load of comments. Like you'll get a load of people going in on certain players and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it kills me because every now and again it'd be one of our players, like academy players, and I know for a fact because I've spoken to them, their family are on our page, and so they are reading it, and I know the players are reading it.
Yeah.
I can't. I've always said this, I get the kind of visceral kind of, oh, for fuck's sake reaction. Oh, I can't believe he made that mistake. That is okay. That is what it is. That's kind of like one of those things. Not good enough. Will never be good enough. Fact. Piece of shit. Fact. This guy's shit. Fact. Stuff like that. It really impacts people. And so when everyone's always like, oh, throw the kids in, do this. And I'm always the one going, oh, please protect them. Please don't just throw all the kids on at once and then everyone just writes them all off, because I genuinely think the biggest issue we've got with our academy is the pathway is there, but it's not been used correctly. They've not been protected, and the confidence from it being done wrong is vanished from some of these players, and they've never recovered it. Josh Onoman never recovered. I personally don't think Harry Winks has ever recovered. I don't think Skip has recovered, but he's still got a bit of time. Carl Walker-Peters did. Carl Walker-Peters established himself Premier League right back. He went down with the club to the Championship, was the best right back in the league. Came back up, very good. Now still playing in the Premier League. Some, I don't think ever do. And it's a real issue. We have got a crop of players currently on loan, especially, due to their age, next summer, need to be in the first team squad and ticking our homegrown quota or leaving.
Yeah.
And right now, it's like, I don't know, I don't know. it's like the club are constantly going to have this problem unless we get this nailed down, and also unless our fans' attitude changes. Mad as this sounds, a lot of that comes down to success on the pitch.
Yeah.
A lot of it comes down to our results. So, if we got academy players, Williams Barnett, for example, coming in and out of the side, getting minutes here, there, different things, and we're winning games, his confidence grows, the fans' belief in him grows. If he's getting cameos off the bench and we're 2-1 down, come on, go on, save the game, it's like, what?
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen to a 16, 17-year-old. No. Yeah, that's comic book Roy of the Rovers stuff. That's not real life. Yeah. I mean, wonderful if it is, but it's not. So, yeah, I am super conscious of that. I am really kind of protective when it comes to the academy a lot of the time. And that's why, because I've seen it so often that the players just don't recover from it. And we have a club-trained problem, like I've said. So, yeah, it's just something that needs addressing. But, yeah, like I've said a few times in this, it's going to be a test because... And the tests keep coming because Wolves then at the weekend is a test. Wolves, bottom of the league, awful, but a bogey team for us. Like a real kind of typical Tottenham game to lose. Do you know what I mean? I'm really hoping that after the game, I'm not seeing the whole Dr. Tottenham stuff being shared around.
Big time, yeah, big time. And then you've also then got going back to Norway in the Champions League. I think it's Tuesday again.
Yes.
So we got an evening game against Wolves. We then got to get back, travel to Norway, the Arctic Circle. Last season we went there and played very, very well. I mean, really, really well. It was one of the most complete Ange team performances last season because that pitch is dodgy. They beat teams at their ground for fun all the time. Keep in mind, this is the Champions League, by the way, and I'm fairly confident we were told last year when we went there and won it didn't mean shit because they're not Champions League level.
Yes, yeah. It's not like you're going to face these teams in the Champions League. Well, guess what?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
At least two of the teams people said that about last season now do.
Yeah, I know. Now, I need to go to our fan comments, right? But the last time I did this, Daniel Levy got fired.
Yes.
So I'm nervous about hitting this button because I'm nervous. We're like, oh, breaking news. So anyway,
I'm not looking at anything.
Here we go.
Now it's time for your comments from our social media.
Okay, we don't have anything from Instagram. We don't have anything from Facebook, but we do have a couple of messages that have been sent in.
Okay, I really wanted to do the whole para-teaching news that broke yesterday, but that was yesterday, so...
What was the...
It's got the potential news from the Sun, which I don't fully believe about this suspended sentence.
Yeah, I'm going to ignore that, to be honest. Right, so Tom Perks says... Question for the podcast, gents. Do you think the latest criticism of Vicario is fair? What profile of goalkeeper do you think fits Thomas Frank's system? Who would Romero and Van der Ven like to play in front of, and will we sign a first-choice keeper in January?
I don't think we'll sign a first-choice goalkeeper because we do already have one.
Yeah.
Vicario, for me, I think Vicario is a really good goalkeeper. Now, I understand watching the footage back and the highlights of the goal that we conceded. I do think, yes, he definitely should have done better.
Yep.
Do I think that means that we now need to drop him? No. Up until the Bournemouth game, we hadn't conceded a goal.
Yep.
He was the goalkeeper. He was the goalkeeper through the majority of our Europa League winning title last season.
True.
I do not think personally that is a player that we need to be looking to replace. I think he's good with communication and stuff in the box as well, so I don't think there's a problem with Mickey and Kuti playing in front of him.
Yeah.
That's my personal take on it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Vicario. I think the criticism's a bit nonsensical. It was a mistake. He knows it. Thomas Frank knew it and called it. All the fans saw it. In that same game, our outfield players lost the ball, misplaced passes consistently. None of them are being screamed to be dropped and sold.
No.
It was an error. Polynesian Dan pointed out the ball does move in the air slightly. I didn't see it the first time I watched it, and then I kind of rolled my eyes like a bastard, but then when I watched the replay, it really does. So I think he knows his body position should have been better, so if that happens, he stops it. But he'll know that, and it is a mistake, and it's a mistake that can happen. And the key is what happens next. So Kinski's going to start in the League Cup. That would have always been planned.
Yeah.
But he'll play against Wolves, and providing he has a good game, solid game, I think you can just ignore it. I think the problem is confidence. Like, you make a mistake like that, you kind of want to get yourself back quickly as possible. In the game, he had 3, maybe 4 saves after that were decent. One very good. So he cleared his head of that. You know, he saves more. Like Hugo Lloris during his time at Tottenham, I remember loads of occasions where people were like, oh, you know, he's made that mistake, he's done this, done that. He did a lot more good than he did bad. And I think when you look at Vicario, he does more good than he does bad. And I think when you got a goalkeeper that does that, communicates well. And also you can see in this system, defensively, all of a sudden he's not a liability at set pieces, which was a real narrative brought against him. But the way we set up now, the way we defend it aggressively, which is something which we're lacking for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
He all of a sudden we were not susceptible, and that was all on him before, which now he's not getting all the credit for it being better. It doesn't really make sense, does it?
No.
Oh my God,
it was
he's
all
so
his problem, but now it's better.
It's not all to his credit. So, the idea of us signing a new goalkeeper in January is a nonsense. Just never happen. You rarely will see high quality goalkeepers change clubs in January.
Yep.
Because what side wants to lose their first choice goalkeeper halfway through a season? Kinski signed with us, and that probably, he was never going to be first choice for us, but he was for them. But they also couldn't turn down that money. So yeah, thanks Tom, but I don't think it's in. Now the other question we had come in isn't even about football, by the way.
Oh, okay. I like those. Random.
It's from James Campbell, who says, "Hey Sam, I know you're a rugby fan as well, so I assume you'll be watching the Women's World Cup final this Saturday. It's England versus Canada. Should be a fantastic match." Yes, I will be. And yeah, I am. Strangely, I'm enjoying watching women's rugby a whole lot more than I am the men's internationals. And it's been that way for a little while. And I was trying to work out why it was. The standard of rugby is really good, but it's slower. And I was trying to work out, and I genuinely think, because I'm old, it reminds me of rugby when I played it.
Oh, okay.
So rugby was all about 15 players, very different roles, very different body shapes, very different kind of positions on the pitch, very unique skill sets. The idea of rugby was designed that no matter what shape you are, thin, tall, fat and short, thin and short, you had a role.
Yes.
Literally, you can pick a position in rugby, and the idea was no matter what you were, you could have. It was a game, all-inclusive game. Everyone had a role, and everyone could feel that their role was important, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, if you're short and thin, you're a scrum half. You're tall and thin, you're a winger.
Exactly. Yeah. So literally, you everyone had a role.
Tall and
so
fat,
that was the
you're
idea.
number 8.
If you watch men's rugby now, it's 15 bodybuilders versus 15 bodybuilders. Now, I get that's the way the game's gone, and I get it's professional and fitness and everything like that, but it's not the same game. It really isn't. You watch amateur rugby to professional rugby, it's like watching two different sports now.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I'm loving the women's rugby, the level I'm watching it, it's like rugby when I was a kid. It was the game I played. It's a little bit slower, but tackling is not trying to get big smash hits on someone. It's actual skill sets. It's a tackle around the ankles. So I will be watching it. I've really enjoyed the World Cup. I've watched loads of the games. A few of them have been horribly one-sided, but to be honest with you, that happens in all sports, and the men's game especially. I will be watching it. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that's it. That's all the comments. That's everything. Do you have anything else Tottenham Hotspur related you wish to talk about this week?
I don't think so, actually.
Okay. So a little promo for next week's show where I'm going to be doing a loan roundup. I want to just promote the fact that every Monday on our Facebook page, and it'll probably be posted via Instagram as well by lovely Laura, you can find a blog post by our new boy. New boy Ryan is basically, I'm just going to call him Newbie. Everyone has a nickname. He's just going to be Newbie from now on. So Newbie puts together every weekend a roundup of all of our players on loan. He does it from a stat point of view. So you can literally, they played this game, this many minutes, You know, they had a passing rate of it, you know, and you'll put it all on there. It's all there. It's easy to read. It's on our website. The link will be on every Monday. We try to get it on there for like lunchtime reading, if you know what I mean. So it's going to be posted sometime between 10 and 12 every Monday. So, you know, lunch break, whatever, you just got it to read through. It's brilliant. He does it every week, and he's going to be doing it for the whole season. It's really, if you're interested in the players out on loan, please do check that out. But yeah, that's it. But next week I'm going to do like a verbal summary of sort of what's been going on, mostly just more opinion based from me, because there's a few of the loans I think are looking really good, and there's a few,
possibly the best centre back in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, Vuskovic got his played in the first game, losing 5-0 to Kane and Bayern, but was rated the best player on the pitch during the game, which is crazy. 18 years old, losing 5-0.
I know, that's like, that reminds me of back when I used to go and play football. I used to play in the old church league in the football. Yeah. And I was the goalkeeper, and we lost 6-0, and I got man of the match voted by both teams. And you just sit there and you're like, how did that happen?
Clearly it would have been 15-0.
Yeah, and I feel like the same has probably happened to Vuskovic in that division. Like, we lost 5-0, yeah, but without that kid...
Yeah, without that 18-year-old on debut, it would have been worse. Then he plays his next game and scores a goal as well and has a great game. So, anyway, that is our show. We will be back next week with all of that and more. Until then, everybody, you all take care.
And come on, you Spurs.
Thank you for listening to the Spurs News Podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Stay up to date with all things Tottenham. Follow us on social media. All links are in the podcast description.